So, Bruce, how are things at White Star Line?
Not as good as I'd like. Cunard keeps getting attention with their fast ships, Lusitania and Mauritania.
As I've always said, Bruce, speed isn't everything.
But surely you understand why White Star must respond.
You really want to get caught up in some ridiculous competition with Cunard? I hadn't realized you were so concerned with prestige, Bruce.
Without prestige, the White Star Line, and for that matter your Shipyard too, William, has no future.
The Lord's pursuit of speed is futile, costs just don't add up. But if people want scale, we'll give them scale.
You see how big is the Mauritania?
No, half as big again. The biggest ship the world has ever seen.
You think is achievable?
I have the best marine engineers in the world, you know that.
What about the accommodations?
The most luxurious imaginable.
And the price?
Our usual terms. Cost, plus 4%.
That would still be astronomical. And to compete with Cunard we'd need 2 ships.
To trump them, you'd need 3. Tommy, Alexander's put you in the picture.
Indeed, it's tremendous news. An entire new class of liner. It's extraordinary bold.
I told Ismay he can have them within 4 to 5 years.
Really, William, we all know how much you'd like to throw down a challenge, but quite frankly that is ridiculous.
Why?
These ships cannot simply be imagined to existence, William.
Of course, Alexander. And yes, I am laying down a challenge, perhaps the greatest in the history of shipbuilding. That's a challenge I know you will want to take on. With Tommy to help, you can turn the vision into reality.
It's got 4 funnels.
Correct.
But you said there would only be 3 engines.
William feels these ships will be more cost-effective with only 3.
And of course we all know that the more funnels the ship has, the keener the paying public are to travel on.
Cunard built the Mauritania and the Lusitania with 4 funnels. We didn't think you would want your ships to have less. So, 1 funnel is an ornament. Correct, sir? Well, I think she's magnificent. How soon can you start?
We can commence on ship 400 in a matter of months. 401. Soon after.
Well then, I would better sign the contract.
Of course.
Now they'll need names. We can't keep calling them ships 400 and 401.
Surely, since 400 is the first in the class, we must call her Olympic.
Agreed. And 401?
She's your ship, Bruce.
William, you know your classics. Olympus was home to the Greek gods, that's true. But what if their great rivals, the Titans, giants every one of them? Olympic's partners should surely be Titanic.
Very good.
Titanic it is then.
That was ever a ship more appropriately named. And for the most discerning of our first-class passengers, there will be a choice of 39 private suites, each one of which will comprise bedroom, bathroom, private sitting room and dining rooms, all fitted out to the highest standards.
Yes, gentlemen, how splendid that these plans are. We had agreed to discuss less exotic subjects today. Now then, gentlemen, I propose we install 16 lifeboat stations, 4 lifeboats at each station, giving us a total of 64 lifeboats.
Which would exceed border trade regulations by some way.
Does Board of Trade regulations stand? But given the size of these ships, we must surely expect them to demand greater lifeboat accommodation.
William?
I'm sure it's best to prepare for all eventualities. Now if we look at the first-class lounge, the Palace of Versailles.
They are colossal, long and narrow in beam, greyhounds of the sea.
No time for joking, Mr. Andrews. We're here to discuss safety, not aesthetics.
So, what would happen if she were in a collision?
And we are to behold as a result. Well, I think I can fairly say that our new bulkhead door system is both revolutionary and unique. The damaged area will be completely sealed from the rest of the vessel, hermetically sealed.
In theory, she should stay afloat no matter what the damage. The ship is, in a real sense, her own lifeboat. Nonetheless, I see you allowed 16 lifeboats.
16? I have made lines for a great deal more than 16.
But 16 will meet the legal requirement exactly. Lord Pirrie knows that.
He has spoken directly to you?
Well, yes.
The provision of lifeboats, the entire design, is my responsibility. Why is it 16?
The regulations clearly show that 16 lifeboats is sufficient for a vessel of 10,000 tons and over.
Agreed, William, but these ships are 5 times that size. How on earth can we get more than 3,000 people into 16 lifeboats?
I have freely offered a further provision of 4 life rafts as well. We are now giving them more than their regulations demand.
Oh, the regulations are out of date.
This is a theoretical risk only, Alexander. The ships have been designed by you, so that they cannot sink.
Don't you see, William, any human design is fallible. Surely the first rule of safety must be to think the unthinkable.
And you are happy for our passengers to do the same.
What?
Has it occurred to you what they would think if the promenade decks were festooned with lifeboats?
You are concerned the passengers may be alarmed by the lifeboats.
In the numbers you recommend, yes. Our intention is to offer passengers the experience of a lifetime, not to frighten them so much they never want to travel on a White Star ship again.
So, this is one of your economic decisions.
These ships have to sail. It's a profit, Alexander, and I have to build them at a profit.
No doubt, not having to provide a few dozen lifeboats will add a small but very welcome addition to your profit margin.
You know that is nonsense. Alexander.
going down to get some lunch. Okay, be careful, mate. Oh my god. Are you alive? Help, help, somebody fell down. Oh, is that a crane? He's floating, and it is made by Germans. Great, but I don't trust them. They might be spies. What on earth is that? That flag is an insult to us all.
Ihr schmeichelt uns, eure Männer sind ein fauler Haufen Bettler, aber wir trinken trotzdem ein Bier.
At last, a wire from Olympic, from Ismay, some real concerns about the ship. The springs and the mattresses are too soft and there's a lack of cigarette holders in the WCs, also we are short of a potato peeler.
Oh my god, are you okay? Help, somebody is injured. Somebody call an ambulance.
Good day, Captain.
Good day, Andrews. So the captain of HMS Hawk quite simply got too close and lost control.
And it's plain from the photographs, which vessel came off worse. The Olympic comfortably survived the collision. Consider what would happen to any other vessel which had suffered such severe damage, say the Mauritania. As water flooded, her poor crew would have scurried around frantically trying to close the doors between all her separate compartments and stem the flow, a vain endeavor, but we at Harland and Wolff have introduced automatic watertight doors. A simple flick of the switch suffices to seal the entire ship and render her safe. Here in the boiler rooms, as soon as water is detected in the ship, an electric switch is automatically thrown, causing all the bulkhead doors throughout the ship to close at once. There we are, home and dry. So this in our view makes the ship unsinkable.
I cannot conceive of any vital disaster happening in this vessel. Modern shipping has simply gone beyond that.
Look, if there's a ship safer, we don't know of it. As far as I'm concerned, she is practically unsinkable.
It has to be Mr. Churchill. We will make them see the error of their ways.
Uncle William.
Thomas, thank you for coming over.
It's the best thing until things settle down in Belfast. And you're able to return.
There will be no return. I've done with Belfast.
You're not saying you've done with shipbuilding.
There must be more to life than building ships, Tommy, but I'm gonna need you to run the Belfast shipyard for me from now on. You're a unionist, and the best liked man in Harland and Welf. Something else I want you to do. Titanic's maiden voyage. I was supposed to sail with her. I can't, now.
Why?
My health. A small tumor. My doctor insisted I must have an operation.
But you will recover.
I want you to take my place on Titanic. Ismay is going too. Between the two of you, you can decide if this whole enterprise was worth it. I'm not sure if I know anymore.
I don't expect her on a 6-month, Captain Smith, just within reasonable limits.
Well, Mr. Carver.
850 yards. Well done, that's quite acceptable. Excellent.
Excellent.